I get it. Kids are frustrated. By the way, most of the college students that I saw in Ohio, these are really good kids. Not all of them. I'm sure there's some bad apples, but for the most part, I think they want to be good. I think they want to do the right thing. I think that they have been inundated by their professors and everybody else in the media that, they basically, the only recourse is to fight back and get in the streets and riot if they don't get their way. I mean, this is called brainwashing. And this is what's happened in our country. So while we were, standing back and, thinking our kids were being educated, with the ability to come up with their own ideas and thoughts, they were really just literally, for the most part, being brainwashed by leftist professors who have told them that we are responsible for all the problems in the world and that we've got to be revolutionaries and, burn Dr. Seuss books and make everybody, shame everyone who doesn't believe their way. Isn't that crazy? It used to be that universities were like we got to be open-minded. We've got to hear everybody's thoughts. But while we were doing that, freedom comes with a very heavy price. While we were open and free, it's like the communists and the leftists and the renegades. And, they were in there saying, oh, it's all America's fault. And then it became just every professor that they hired. It wasn't a debate anymore. It wasn't anything that we could talk about, not on national policy, not on foreign policy. It became most of our universities just an area where our children would be brainwashed and they would end up hating America. It's so insane. I don't even understand it. I don't think it happens everywhere, but I do see it happening. That is a reality. We see it, we hear it. And we know it's happening. We're censoring everything. We can't even talk on Twitter the same way. I mean, even companies are censoring us. It's like we're self-censoring. It's like we have this amazing constitution that grants us all kinds of freedoms. By the way, Maxine Waters, maybe you should talk about how awesome this nation is sometimes and about how the fact that, this verdict came in, people stood up to that. A jury found him guilty. Okay, law enforcement officer on all counts for what happened to George Floyd. Derek Chauvin paid the price, but we can't even move on because it's just not enough because the politicians are stealing everything. They want to take us and divide us so that they can it's like they're feeding off their own beast. And they don't care what happens to our children. They don't care what happens to our nation. They don't really care because they're sitting here in Washington, guys, in the big bubble, doing whatever they want, protecting their establishment.